Hey there, ex-cult boy, back sharing more of my experiences on the cult that I escaped 7 years ago here in Australia, the Exclusive Brethren, or as they've recently rebranded, the Plymouth Brethren Christian Church. Now, something I've wanted to discuss in a while is a term or a sentence, phrase they use in the Brethren, in the cult, to help control the masses. Now, whilst they aren't a mass of people, they're 60,000 worldwide, a lot of you have said because they're not in a commune in a forest, so to speak, and I've explained it's more of a social, psychological commune, how do they keep people in it? Like, who would withstand or be a part of this torture? And like I said, it's multi-generational, so it's my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents. It's like me trying to explain to you that the sky's not blue when that's all you've ever known. A term they use a lot is the last days. Now, they will refer anything to that and use that to create this fear-mongering within the Brethren to control everybody, because you don't want to miss out on being saved from what is called, or what they call, the last days. Now, the last days is, so when an earthquake happens, or when there's a pandemic, or when there was World War II, there was always, the leader would say, this is a sign of the last days. When somebody dies, or, babies aren't being born, or like any slight variation that is slightly negative to the human experience is immediately classed as God's discipline or God warning us that this is the last days. In particular, when like people, outsiders like myself, speak up about their experiences, it's the pressure is becoming a lot. This is a sign of the last days. And in doing that, they manage they manage their members. This is this fear, because you don't want to miss out on this rapturing of the assembly, they call it, where Jesus is coming back to rescue all these people out. And it's kind of, the irony in that is, or the contradiction in that, I think, is that you say God is perfect and what he creates is perfect. Then why would he need to rescue his creatures from his creation? So I never understood that part. Anyway, back to the last days. So they will use that to create a fear, and that fear holds you, grips you, because you've had FOMO before. Imagine that intensified with you thinking that there's some apocalyptic time period coming that you could be left stuck in. I mean, nobody wants to risk that. So you end up crumbling and submitting and becoming this broken formless, shell of who you are to conform, because you're terrified of missing out. I hope that explains how they maintain their grip on their members.